Hi, this is Dave McKnight, and I am in the Regis University Software Engineering Practicum, and this is my final project. So the prototype was a very simple login, a register and login, and you could sign up for classes. So just a refresher, my project is a math competition, and so this, basically I showed last time you could sign up, you could register for classes. You could enter student scores. Nothing too big. That was the prototype. That was more the front end. In some ways, it was kind of a prototype. Some ways, it was not. It was very much. It was the client side. Well, here we'll be doing the admin side more, and so I'm going to go ahead and start on that. So first of all, we go up here, and I'm going to show you all the things we did. Edu, we're going to go to the login page, and I just have my password saved right here. Oops, wrong one. That's a school password. All some dummy data right now. So, second thing we did, I imported all the data. That was a big project. That was probably about a third of what I had to do is importing the old data into the new data because we had the old database was kind of a mess, so we had to kind of reconfigure it and do a lot of manual stuff. So, I just want to show you a few things. We have the ad. So this is the admin panel. This is basically all the work I've been doing the last several weeks. And so we have you can create a school, very easy setup, similar to the previous way. I'm not going to go step through this process, but it works the exact same way as creating a school. Um, that won't happen very often, but we do have that. We do have those settings if we need to do it. Right here, this is when I say admin panel. This is for the people that own the business. And so this is how they're going to be doing managing stuff. So for instance, they're going to be able to look up all the schools and basically they can do whatever the school they basically do everything that the current schools can do on the front end. So all the registration for classes. So like right here, I can go here and edit registration. I can sign up and register for classes. This is all from the admin's view. So I can do basically everything that the schools do. I can go here and enter scores. So here are the classes. Here are the students. I can scores. We showed this on the video last time. So it's very simple application to use. That was the goal behind that. So let me just go ahead and step through everything. So when you're coming to the admin panel, you can then first create school, but then let's say I want to look up all the schools that are currently signed up this year. So we keep all the schools. Not all schools register every year. Sometimes some schools will take a year off, register for the math competition. Some schools will do. Most schools pretty much stay put, or they'll take a year and come back on. And they're generating new schools as well. So if the users are not very savvy, you can create a user account. Sorry, I already went over this, but I want to do a little bit more in depth. So you can create a school. You can set what league they're in, all the name and information. Very simple setup process. Um, we do have the shows. We have a pagination page. These are all schools that are currently signed up for the current year, so that's pretty cool. Um, and so it's going to give you the school name. You can click on the school name, and that's right. It's not going to do anything. That's an admin feature that will come in time, but they don't want to spend the money on too much right now. So we basically have, we have the contact, who we're going to contact the school, the address, the name, and we can get more details on the school if we need to. We have a dashboard, and so we can, right here shows your admin, and I've shown you before. This is where you can set up the registration, add and delete registration. I don't want to do any of that right now because it's live data. I don't want to enter the scores. So these are scores that were entered by the teachers recently. So we don't want to get too much into that. But that's basically what's going on there. So right here we have all schools. All schools. This basically, will just be all the schools that are in the system right now. And so I think there's like 800 schools or something like that. So it's growing. But there's about 5 to 600 that are currently signed up. So we have some old data. All right, so this is a lot of the work right here. So this is the invoicing page. These are basically showing, okay, these are what uh, when you sign up for a class, you pay per class and you pay for practice tests and stuff like that. So this is actually not fully live. They're going to start using this because they've been keeping track on an Excel sheet right now, and so it's a really bad system for them. And so they have to do a lot of their invoices. They have to send them out. They have to create a label, send the invoice, print out some papers. It's just a mess. There's not an easy way for them to do it. Well, create a new system for them. So we have options like show unpaid schools. We can show paid schools. Uh, Basically, we right now we have 2 schools that are paid, and so we can keep track of this by saying how much they paid. So okay, this school paid $86. This school right here, their bill was 86. They sign up for one class, and there's like a $6 registration fee or like shipping fee for stuff like that. So let's say they pay their due. You just press 86. You press pay. That updates. So right here, it just kind of moves down. It's ordered by the ID. And clear that data out. And let's say, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I can just do -3. And see, now they're do that. So let's go back to 3 again. All right, that's clear. All right, so let's say, hey, this one school has paid $400, but they still owe $6. So we need to send something to them. Well, here we go. We just press that button, and it creates a $6 invoice. And this is just a real simple PDF library I used in PHP. Really solid, really cool thing to do. Really cool library that made it really simple to generate this. Well, that's one way to do it. Well, the better way to do it is, okay, I have all these schools that haven't paid. I don't want to go through them individually. So what we do is we just press invoices right there, and that will print out all the invoices. So these are all the schools. I'll just show you how many schools there are. That's 342 schools that haven't paid. So I guess I was a little bit off on, it wasn't 400, it was more like 350 schools that are signed up. And that will print off an invoice, and so you can just press print. It's going to print out the 300 pages. And what's really cool about this now is, let's close that. We also have a way to print out the labels. So just press that, and here's the shipping labels. It just reads all the schools, and that format looks weird, but that's actually had to go over to their business and do that for them, where it was basically uh, uh, trial and error, really, kind of just to get those stupid labels to line up. But this is actually lined up with their printer, their personal printer that they were using. So that took a decent amount of work. Uh, but that's a really good way. It's going to save them a lot of time. They used to have to do these by hand. So it'll probably actually save them money because they will save them money because now they're buying these sheets in bulk. So that was the kind of the goal. They're going to spend money up front, of course, obviously not much, um, but they're hopefully the goal is to save a lot of money in the long run. So this is kind of a lot of this. This is basically a decent amount of work. We have a lot of many to many tables back here, working looking at this data. So you have to look at the school. You have to look at the school year. You have to look for the classes they signed up. You have to look at what league they're in, and their prices are based off this. And all these prices are actually these are generated in the application layer. I'm actually not storing how much they owe um, in the database. I am storing how much they have paid, and it's based off their bill. So this is generated in the application layer. This is stored in the database, and this is in the application layer. Obviously, it's just this minus this. So that was the majority of the work of this project was doing this and getting those PDF and labels to work up. Let's go ahead and head back to the admin. We're gonna think you'll eventually want to add breadcrumbs. This is another thing. So right here, divisions. This will allow the user, and this is the way they wanted it. They want to have complete power. So it sorts it by league. So right here, it's going to be Catholic Math League. There's two leagues. The Catholic Math League is the one that was already loaded, and this is Educonda. So let's go back. It's going to sort by grade and by state. It's going to order by those two categories. And then they're going to be able to create divisions that way. That is just there for rankings and for at the very end who wins the competition. But I kind of wanted a way just to assign the divisions automatically based on those things. But he doesn't want to do that because he just wants to have complete flexibility. So what you do, you just press this, and that's just it uses Ajax, so you don't have to, it doesn't reload the page. And let's just go and switch that back to that. And there you go. Just keep doing that. So there's a lot of comes a little reloading. I don't know why it reloads it like that, but it doesn't affect what's going on. And so let's just go back to the admin now. So that's the schools get Edge contest. Let's just go ahead and change that to save that. Save that. See? And there we go. Christine school. Christine is 2. So it's kind of weird. Kind of weird how it reloads it in that weird way, but it is working. So we have been testing that. So here's some settings. You can set the active year you want. You can set what test is open. That's important for when you can only enter school. There's 4 tests a year. There's 4 competitions a year. So you can just say, well, this one's open. You can enter the scores for what that date. This is the date. This is just for the users to see what dates they're going to be. That's not actually hard-coded in anything. And these are just a few little update things. So this is just a few things that they'll use like once a year. Email. This is just a simple email right now. Right now they don't. This is a feature that's going to come in the future. They're not wanting to do this right now. Here's some documents right now that you can download. Right now they're still compiling their tests, and they're planning on getting the tests for the upcoming school year sometime in July. So the project is done for now. All they gotta do is just stick it in a direct file directory, which they have FTP access for. It'll work, but I don't have that button turned on right now. It's actually just a link, but I have it just going nowhere. If you can see up here, I just don't want to bring down the website. So here's just a couple of release forms. Just if they need to print it out and send it to the schools, they can do that really easily. So that was the last part of the project from the prototype, was getting that. Most of the work, like I said, was in the divisions, and it was the invoices and creating the admin views so they could see the schools. But overall, it was a good project to work on. They want to keep working on it and building it in the future. But it was fun being in class with you guys the last 2 terms. And thank you, Kevin, for your help during the semester. So there's my project. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later, and happy graduation.